Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Pearl. For all the people who are new here, all the people returning, hi guys, welcome back. I hope that this video is literally not let me not say that. Let me not say that in the beginning. Let me just shut up. You know what? Let me just shut up. But okay, guys, today we're going to talk about one of the most frustrating topics that I feel like everybody today, women are just suffering from this, and I just feel like it's a stupid issue that shouldn't be an issue to begin with. But after all, I think that most things are stupid issues that shouldn't be issues to begin with, right? But let's move on from I want to talk about I don't have curves and I hate it. That's the topic. You don't have curves and you hate it. I'm talking to you. Okay. When I say listen, when I say that, that's why I wanted to say this in the beginning of the video, but I was like, I want you to understand something. Nay, before I jump in, I want you to know something. This is a mindset problem more than it is a body problem. I've said this countless times, I think in my other videos, where I've said your body's not the problem, your mindset is the problem. That's it. Because why? I'm speaking from experience. I have curves, guys. I have curves. I've got a butt. I've got boobs. I've got a beautiful face. And I'm not saying this for in an arrogant type of way. No, I'm saying it because it's the truth. Because because it's the truth. You can say, yeah, it's fine. You can disagree with me. I'm okay with that. But that is me saying this is my truth. Right? Okay. And I never felt like I had anything. I've always, and for the longest time, I felt like I was not enough, and I felt like my body's ugly, and I felt like everybody else is prettier than me, everybody else is sexier than me for the longest time in my life. And you know what I did? I never came across that way. I never came across one of the most the most confident people, guys, in your lives that appear confident might be the most insecure. You don't know, because it was in very input. I hate that stupid bird. I don't hate it, but oh, that stupid bird. But it's fine. One of the most confident people in your lives could be the most insecure, because you know what? We hide behind our confidence. Or like, listen, guys, now I borderline used to cry. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I've talked about this. I borderline used to cry myself to sleep because I just couldn't understand why I was so ugly, why I'm not beautiful, why. And it wasn't even a matter of boys don't like me. Boys did like me. Boys did turn around and be like, damn, everywhere I went, that was the reaction that I would get. But for the life of me, guys, I was just attacked by the spirit of insecurity in such a way that it just scrambled, it just crippled me. So I know what I am talking about when I talk about insecurities. And I don't like it when people say things like, well, Pearl, you don't understand because you don't. Excuse me? Excuse yourself, okay? Actually, yeah, excuse yourself. Woo! But guys, I wanted to be confident. Like, I just got to a point in my life where I wanted to be confident, and I did, and I'm very proud of myself for getting here. Thank you. And I did. Hence the whole YouTube thing. Hence the whole social media thing. Because sometimes, guys, the enemy will attack sometimes the enemy will attack the one thing that it is that he knows you're supposed to thrive in. Right? But let's move. Let's move. Let's move. I know that you want to be accepted. I know that you want to be sexy. I know that you want to feel sexy. I know that you want to feel like, you know what, you want to be okay with who you are, with your own identity. You want to be okay with it. I know that. Because why else would you be watching this video? I understand. I get it. I know that you want the world to look at you and say, wow, she is so beautiful. I know that is what you want. I know that is what you want. Okay? But however, that is not the reality that we live in. And that is something that we have to come to terms with as people. Okay, not everybody's gonna find you pretty. And I know it's a difficult pill to swallow, that you have to be okay with yourself to the point where even when you're in the presence of someone who's not okay with you, it doesn't startle you, it doesn't trigger anything. I know. Because you want what you want. You want to be accepted. But guys, I like to say this. Even Jesus was not accepted when he got here. Like, come on, guys. And he was perfect. He was perfect. You need to remember that. He was perfect and he was not accepted. People rejected him. People didn't want him. People didn't care about him. People like, and then, when, you know, people were just like, please, boy, bye. That's literally, like, what's this man on about? Ugh, Clay. That's how some people reacted to him. Okay, and you never saw him begging, pleading, trying to get everybody to accept him. No, he just came and he did what he was supposed to do because he knew what he was supposed to do. He knew his assignment. And he knew that whoever follows, whoever doesn't. But he's gonna fulfill his purpose though. One thing about him is that your opinion, one thing about him is that your opinion, your thoughts, whatever it is that you have to say about him won't stop him from fulfilling his purpose. Okay? And which was what? Performing miracles and all that stuff, showing us who God is. That was his purpose, and he fulfilled it. But he's coming back. The reality is that people suck, guys. That is the reality that we live in, unfortunately. And that is the reality that we have to accept at some stage, right? Like, you have to get to a point where you are okay with being body shamed. Oh, Pearl, what do you mean? Yes. You have to be okay, guys. I'm not saying that you have to accept body shaming. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to be okay with someone saying to you, oh, you look like this, and you don't get offended by it. Or even if you do get offended, you're able to control the offense, your reaction to that. You're able to control your reaction to that person's words. When a person body shames you, you gotta be like, listen, I know what you're doing is wrong, but you're not gonna change my perspective about myself because your perspective about yourself is off. You're not gonna change how I feel about myself because of how you feel about yourself. You gotta be, it's like you can confront this person, you create boundaries, like, no, what you're not gonna do is talk about me that way. Not because of you think that this person is going to change how you feel about yourself. No, but because it's just a boundary. It's a matter of respect. You will not talk about me that way, period. But him or her saying to you that your body is or your face is, it literally, it's not gonna influence then how you look or feel about yourself the next day. That's the point that you have to get to. That's the place that you have to get to, right? The essence of God that I love about the one thing that I love about this man is how he teaches us to remember. He always says, you need to remember. You need to remember me. You need to remember my actions, right? That is him, right? Because literally I'll be going through something and I'll just be like, God opened a whole ocean. Okay, he opened a whole ocean. This man opened a whole ocean for his people to cross. Okay, to protect his people. This is nothing. This problem that I'm facing is nothing because he can literally just get rid of it. Because what do you mean you're gonna open a whole ocean, guys? Like, come on. That's the essence. Like, it's crazy. You need to remember who God is, right? Just like you should try practicing to remember who you are. Remembering the things that you've accomplished. Remembering what you've done in your life. Remembering how you behaved in specific situations. Like patting yourself on the back. Like, I'm so proud of myself that I didn't lose my temper with that situation. I'm so proud of myself because you know what, this and this is what I did. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for this. I'm proud of myself for that. I'm very proud of myself that I was able to accomplish this, and I was able to do that, and I was able to do that. And I like to say I could have never done it without the help of God, without God being there. Period. I bring it. Well, one thing about me, every accomplishment in my life, I bring it back to God, because it could never it could never happen without Him, guys. That's me, right? That's the place that I'm at, and hopefully one day you'll get there. But since you're not there, we're patient. We're not rushing. I don't rush people into loving God the way that I do. I give them space. I give them room to grow, because I was once in your position, so I understand. Okay? But anyway, remember, like, for example, I was an athlete. I used to win medals. Like, come on, remember your accomplishments. You don't have to go around reminding other people, but remember your accomplishments. Remember the fact that you finished high school. That is something to be applauded for. Remember, you created a whole baby in your body. Like, you spent 9 months, okay, taking care of another human being that was a part of you, inside of you, okay, sucking all of your nutrients. That is something to be proud of. You pushed it out when you were down. You pushed it out, or you went through surgery and you came out of it. Like, come on, how strong are you? How strong are you? Pat yourself on the back, baby. Pat yourself on the back. How I am, man. Yo, the reality is that men want curvy women. That is the reality that we live in, right? A majority of men want women that are curvy, that are what I don't know. That is what they are attracted to. But I think that you spend so much time trying to perfect yourself and what a man wants from you, that you spend little time trying to figure out what you want from a man. That's what I think. I think that you need to change your perspective. Why are you focusing on all the things that are wrong with you? Trying to fix all of the things, all your problems, all your issues, all your insecurities, instead of spending time trying to figure out, what is the type of man that I want to attract in my life? Do I actually want to attract a man that just loves me because I have curves? Is that the type of man that I want? Because if so, that's you, girl. If that's what you want, okay. I'm not judging. But with me, that is definitely not what I want for myself. Okay? Definitely not what I want for myself. I'm not saying don't improve yourself. That is not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you spend so much time trying to fix you. You spend so much time trying to fix your problems and your issues and how you look, trying to correct yourself, trying to perfect yourself, that you miss out on the whole journey of you trying to figure out how you want to be loved, how you want a man to love you, what type of love you want to receive, what type of man you want in your life, what type of man you want to attract. You need to give energy to both things. You cannot give energy to how you look more and this, and then you stop caring about how you want to be loved, what type of man you want to attract. Because you get females that say, oh, men cheat. Okay, on you. Let's get that straight, right? Fantastic. But there's so many women that I know, guys, that are with good men that know that you can find a beautiful woman, a sexy woman down the street. It's not that difficult, especially in today's day and age. It's easy to get a woman in bed. It's easy. It's not that difficult, bruh. All you need is a car. That's it. All you need is to look nice. You don't even have to have money nowadays. You have to look like you have money. That's it. That's all it takes. So there are men who understand that and who don't want women who just want them for their stuff. And Lena, you should not want to be with a man that just wants you for how you look. But if that's what you want, okay, then your problem is deeper than that, and you gotta. There's maybe I'll make a whole video how to stop that. But if yeah, we'll get into that one maybe one day. But I don't know. All I'm saying is change your perspective. Change how it is that you view your life currently. Instead of, even with God, with Jesus, he says we should come to him as we are, right? Why don't you want a man that's going to love you with your flaws? Why don't you want a man? Why don't you believe that you can be with someone that's going to love you regardless of whether you have curves or you don't have curves? Why? Why? Why aren't you thinking that way instead of thinking, oh, I should get curves? Why? So that men can love me. Why aren't you thinking, oh, I should get a man that's going to love me regardless of whether I have curves or not? Why isn't that your perspective? Why isn't that your mindset? Guys, we get so many females, guys, that don't look like freaking Kim Kardashian. And they're so beautiful. Like, what's that girl? Monette McMichael, Monette. If you know Monette, that influencer, Only Bells, or is it Bella Sabona? I forgot. But who's this? Rissa. Who's this? There are so many females that I know that I just love them. I love them. Like, they don't look like Kim Kardashian, and they are able to keep a man. Ooh, did I just say that? That's shady. I shouldn't be saying things like that, but it's fine. I'm a shady girl sometimes. Anyway, guys, you know what? We're gonna end this video with an affirmation. I think that I should add an affirmation because I'm a true believer of the power of the tongue. The power of the tongue. So today's affirmation is, I believe that I am beautiful. You gotta say it with me. I believe that I am beautiful. Again, I believe that I am beautiful. And now you gotta say it with intention. I believe that I am beautiful. I'm also saying it to myself, guys. I don't even want to lie. I'm also like, hey. I'm saying it to me because I do. Okay? But anyway, girlies, I'll see you on my next video. Goodbye. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and you could even put it in the comment section, like, I believe that I'm beautiful. Write it down. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and come back for my next video. Bye.